So my goal is to land on every single body of the Kerbal Space Program universe. Activating the engine, boom, goes the dynamite. This is the way to space, everybody. Yes, feel the G's. Please don't explode on impact. We have enough money. I think we can start planning our moon mission. Hi everybody, here's Christian from Team Cast, and we are doing the Ironman Grand Tour in Kerbal Space Program. We are visiting all of the bodies. And one of the bodies that we're... Oh man, I just realized. Never mind. One of the things that we're going to do with today is we're going to build something that can land on another planet, or I guess another moon. And I was thinking maybe to going to Minmus, but now I'm not so sure anymore because we haven't gotten... Because I would be landing with a manned vehicle before I land on with an unmanned vehicle there. That seems wrong, guys. That seems wrong. So maybe I will actually design for the moon. I would probably design for the moon anyway. So I will design for the moon anyway. Because this is the most tricky, I think. And I think this is something that is a formidable challenge. So yeah, I'm thinking something like this, because I want the person to land on the moon. I want this person to maybe be a scientist. Although, you know what? The first guy is actually not going to be a scientist. This is going to be a pilot, because I want to have this ability of the pilot to burn retrograde, to reliably burn retrograde. Otherwise, it can be very difficult to pull this off. All right. So we have a capsule and we need a heat shield. Where's the heat shields at? There we go. So this is going to be our return vehicle. This is the thing that we have to go get back. Everything else is just extra. I guess we need a parachute. That's also important. That is also terribly important. Where's the parachute? God damn it! There we go. My experience is that, and you know, maybe I'm wrong, and probably I'm wrong, is that you actually don't really need that much of a return vehicle. And I really like this idea of separating from your descent vehicle on the moon, because you don't need landing legs anymore once you're on your way back. So I'm thinking going with something like this as like the entire return stage. And if I'm looking at this, it has just way more thrust to weight ratio than it actually needs on the moon. And it has around 1,400 delta Vs. And 1,400 delta Vs should get us back. Maybe we're gonna get stuck in a moon orbit, but that's something that we can still deal with a rescue vehicle. At least I'm pretty sure we're gonna get back from the moon orbit. So yeah, I'm gonna try this. Maybe this won't work. And if it doesn't work, then I was a silly person for thinking that it would work. But I'm pretty sure this will be fine. Now, I'm a big proponent of making landers that make sense. Like, a lot of people would be like, all right, then I guess I'm gonna get like the stage here, like, herpty-derp. This is going to be my rocket, and then I'm gonna put some landing legs down there. Like, herpty-derpty-derp. Where are the landing legs, by the way? Do we have landing legs? There we go. And it's like, there's no way this can go wrong, right? And they're gonna be like, why am I always falling down? Why am I always falling over when I land? And it's like, because you built your spacecraft all wrong. Well, not all wrong, but you have to, I think you have to, when you're thinking about going somewhere and landing somewhere, I think you need to be, you need to think. And I think this is the thing to think when you go there. So I'm gonna have like those external tanks here. and those will make my aircraft flatter. Let me give me the mass. This is going to be the mass. This is great. And then I'm going to put my landing legs on the outside here. So on the moon, this will have still like a marvelous thrust to weight ratio. Still 12. Jesus Christ. This is a way overpowered engine for this. Well, I guess for the moon it's overpowered. So yeah, this is going to be the landing legs, and then of course, if they extend, that will look like this. Maybe I can have to make them a little bit lower. Like so. Perfect. And then, of course, one of our very important features is to have these ladders here, because you have to get out with my guy here. Now, I'm kind of counting on the fact that the moon has low gravity, because yeah, this is very experimental. This is so experimental. And you know, a lot of missions to different planets failed with the ladder, which is the most embarrassing thing to do. I mean, it's still attached to something here, right? So yeah, let's copy this guy. Hey. I'm going for a 3-ladder solution here, 3-ladder piece solution. I'm gonna actually try this, experiment with this. Oops, center of mass. Maybe it should be enough, guys. Those 3 ladders should be enough. I will actually test this. I will test this. So right now we have very little delta V's, but that's because those external tanks are obviously not using any of the fuel. The fuel is just ballast at this point. So we need to bring the fuel from the external tanks down to the center. And what I really like about this design is that there's just one engine here. I mean, you wouldn't do that with NASA. NASA explicitly wanted to have like a separate engine from between descent and ascent, and that's good because they actually damaged the engine many times during descent. But we're not NASA. We don't bother about those kind of stuff. Why would we? So we can go balls out. We can go curveballs out and be like, what up? I'm actually gonna do this manually, because I want this to be poetic. Oh, actually, this doesn't work this way. This would now put the fuel in the wrong direction. Dun, 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 dun. I probably shouldn't sing if my... Alright, never mind. So this works now. And our delta V hasn't changed. Huh. That's interesting. Delta V, why no change? That's interesting. Let us also not forget about the science. Won't somebody think about the science? So we're gonna actually put... Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Maybe... Huh. So that's the problem. The only problem here, that it's very difficult to put like a science pod, the big science experiment on here. So yeah, I guess we're not going to do this, the big science experiment. This is going to be like a bare bones excursion. This is not the last time we were going there. So if we're just going to get the goo experiment, that's going to be fine. The goo experiment and all the other things. So this is going to be the goo experiment. The one goo experiment. Ooh, what is here? And then we're gonna put some more science packages. I have to be watchful. I have to put the goo experiments somewhere where I think the Krubbles can reach it. I think this is going to be a place where they can. And then I'm gonna put those science packages up here. The other ones, because they can certainly reach those guys here. Sweet. Oh, actually, see, I'm gonna actually put the goo. I have to put the goo somewhere where that actually stays back on Kerbin, because we're not taking any of this stuff with us. So maybe like this. I mean, again, this will be not really balanced, but we're not here for balance, guys. This is serious. Maybe like underneath. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Man, I'm smart. Look at me. So again, not balanced, but cool. Greetings, helpful hero. Again, I'm bummed out about our not increase of delta V. I think this is something. Oh, I know what's going on. The staging is wrong. Yeah, we still. Oh, that makes sense. So that's why our thrust to weight ratio is so crazy. So let us fix the staging. This stage belongs here, and yes, that's perfect. Yeah, so now we get 2000 delta Vs. 2300 delta Vs, which I think is enough for descent and ascent. I mean, we're speaking some crazy tolerances here, some crazy margins, but I want to have really a lot of delta V on descent. And I think with this kind of lander, we could even add later on more weight, but let's just keep it stable here. And Cthulhu's in the chat tells me to build those rockets. Don't mind if I will. Moon lander test. So I want to get this on the launch pad and just see how it performs. If I can get on the ladder, if I can get to those things. Just see generally what happens. I mean, let's see what I can expect on Kerbin with this setup. Yeah, this won't actually fly on Kerbin. I'm going to also activate the engine and see if all the external tanks drain properly, because sometimes it doesn't happen, and that's going to be like really awkward. This happens in the middle of space. So let's test this. All right, so the legs compress a lot, as you can see, but that's because of the higher gravity on Kerbin. And I think this will be fine. Shadow, finally, there's a reason for him to exist. You can get down here. Pretty sweet. I mean, on Kerbin, he is really great. He can actually get from the ground on here. Now, I think on the moon, this will be higher up, so it won't be that easy. He can also get to this goo containment unit, and he can also get to those things. So this is really great. Let us get into the craft and do some more testing. Board. Can we do some science? Did we already did a barometer on the launch pad? Mission control checks the readings against the local weather report to calibrate the barometer. Man, that's like super useful. Like, I really love those. Man, that's like a required mod. I wonder why they didn't put it in the game from the get-go. All right, so I'm happy with the way this works. I'm going to activate the engine now. So it's burning now. Let me see if the fuel drains from every tank. See, it doesn't drain from this tank. It does drain from this one. So this one is not working properly. We have to... I think I see an attachment issue. All right, so the one on the left where the thing is attached, this one doesn't drain properly. See, that's why I'm doing testing. That's why I'm doing this kind of guys. All right, turning it off, recover this vessel. So I'm thinking I just attached the thing to the thing. That's the problem here. Kind of difficult to grab it. Yeah, I think I attached it to the decoupler and not to the actual tank here. So let us try this again. I'm already seeing that I'm getting like a total of 3000 delta V. So I'm pretty sure that this is already done. Still, we're gonna test. Drains. Perfect. Perfection. Cool. Now we have to think about how to get this thing into space. And there's one downside to this lander design, and that is the fact that it's very unaerodynamic. Very, very much so. Actually, since we have so much delta V, I'm gonna go ahead and actually be like, what up, aerodynamic cones. Just so it's not as awkward anymore. And because, this is what an actual space program would do. So that's what I'm gonna do. Additionally, I'm gonna have to add like an orbital stage, I think. I know we have so much delta V. This didn't actually cut our delta V in a significant manner. All right, so I'm gonna put an orbital stage on this bad boy again, simply because that's a reasonable thing to do. I just wanna have those tolerances. If I notice that we didn't use enough fuel in this orbital stage, we're gonna cut back on the orbital stage, but more reasonably, we're gonna actually put more science on this thing. Cool. So this is gonna be our orbital stage. Oh, wait a minute. Perfect. Sweet. Let us do the stage fixing so we can get correct delta V adjustments. So this stage here is very, very low delta V actually. Just 600 delta Vs, but that's enough to get us into orbit, I guess. I'm kind of bothered by this. This is really not a lot of delta V. Yeah, this looks better. Actually, this looks so good. I'm gonna add a little bit of, because again, this is like an aerodynamic thing. It also needs a revamping very soon. So there's always like opportunity to put like a tank in there. And if there's an opportunity, you should take it. Perfect. So yeah, we're gonna get even some more delta Vs. So this is already like a preposterous amount of delta V. But now the goal is to get this into orbit. And we don't have to get it quite in orbit because we know that we already have a lot of delta V in this stage here. So we just need like a reasonable launcher that will get us off to the launch pad and in like a real nice periapsis, and that's going to be it. All right, yeah. I mean, it's not the most aerodynamic. Not in the slightest the most aerodynamic rocket, but it will do. So yeah, this will get us most of the way into space. This will allow us to circularize and get us into orbit of the moon, and the rest is for landing. So already, chat, I want you to suggest names for our first lunar rocket, guys. I want you to suggest names. We going to need this guy here because this will help us controlling things. Yeah, like so. And yes, of course, we forgot something very important, but it is of course very important that we add some solar panels to all of this, because we don't want to be running out of, we don't have any kind of RCS on this one. So we don't want to be running out of electricity like mid-flight, right? Right? I'm right. It's okay. And then I guess if we talk about landing struts, then we're going to put some batteries on here. Again, maybe we should put them like down here. Yeah. Can we not have the symmetry? Yes. What is the weight of this? 005? What is the weight of the Mystery Goo? 0005. Oh, okay, the Mystery Goo is heavier than the batteries. Funny. I mean, it's a bit unbalanced, but I don't think this will be a problem. I would be surprised if it will be a problem. We're gonna find out, I guess. Also, I hope if the battery actually, no, I'm not gonna do this. I think if the batteries are attached to those external things, I'm not sure if. Yeah, they have to be. I wasn't sure if the electricity gets to the main craft, but it should be, right? It would be weird if it doesn't, because I have the panels on there. I mean, if that's a problem, then I'm screwed anyway. And now, of course, because this is such a beautiful little spacecraft, we need some lighting on this. So that's why I bought like those surface mounted lights. I think the best one is a spotlight. We need to be seeing where we're going, right? And it actually helps with landing when you can like, oh, there's the ground. I can already see the spotlights. So I'm gonna put it on here. Actually, again, I'm not gonna want to have the symmetry just now. I just want to have the symmetry here. Moonwork cast, that sounds good. Moonwork cast 1. So, guys, the problem is we don't have any probe body on this thing. So we're gonna actually launch this with a live Kerbal on board. Let me check the staging. What does the unused monopropellant resources? Very good idea. Sweet. There's nothing concerning with this vessel. Perfect. Save. So again, not tested rover, not tested spacecraft, but the numbers check out. We have 8,000 delta V's on this entire stack. Just 8,000? I don't know. On Earth, it wouldn't be, I think, enough to even get into orbit. But it's Kerbin, so we're gonna try to land with this on the moon. I don't know. I feel good about this. Why not? Which Kerbal is going to be in this seat? Shadow Kerbin for sure not. We need a pilot for this one. Omega Zeron or Ares or Pain Indeed. Omega Zeron we already had just recently on the space plane, so I'm thinking Pain Indeed again. I know he already had a lot of firsts, but he's just the next one in line. Is just, you know, like in the real, and of course he might die. That's not why I picked him, of course. I just want to underline how dangerous this entire mission is. Oh, by the way. Good. Oh, recover this, recover this. Oh no! Oh, I lost another Kerbal. It didn't give me the recover thing. I guess if it's moving, it's... And I trashed my launch pad. Well, that didn't go work well. And we've lost the pilot. Jesus Christ. This game. Return to vehicle assembly. The game crashed. All right. All right, we're repairing this for 48,000. Is it repaired? It is repaired. For once, Shadow was happy that he didn't snag the seat in the launch seat. All right, so let this be let this be a lesson that we need those launch clamps in the future. I hope. See, this seems so precarious. Let's try this. Because I don't want the fins to hit the stabilizers. It seems like something that could happen. Let us bring down this entire stack. Let us turn off these lights. All right. I guess it's going to be Omega Zeron after all. You will be the first Kerbal on the moon, hopefully. Uh-oh, I didn't check my staging. Say yes on. Wait, I only have stability assist on Omega Zero? I thought it was a 1-star pilot. Whatever, let's just launch. Throttling back a little bit because we already have the thrust to weight ratio way more than enough. Oh, I just noticed that my my things are here up there. I'm not set up. My mods. So far, so good. What? I don't know what happened. There was a staging mishap. Wow, that was amazing. I don't know what happened. What? Why are those in space? What? Why are they in space? In fact, yes. Why are they in space? Oh, this is still going. Oh yeah, of course it's still going. I staged it. I actually took the landing claps with me. What? Why are they going with us? This is mysterious. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I have to go to the capsule. Where's the capsule? Uh-oh. God damn it, where's the capsule? I don't want to be here. I want to be in the capsule. Switch to it. Switch to the capsule, man. How do I switch to the capsule? I don't want any of these. Abandoned mission, I guess? But the capsule is still fine, right? Oh no. Oh no. No. This is like a nightmare. No, I'm not going this anymore. I'm gonna do a test flight. This is going so bad, guys. Alright, we're gonna do an unmanned launch. And if we can get this to space, then we're gonna think about other things. Wow, is this bad? This is a death machine. I have actually Omega Zeron here. Omega Zeron survived this? Oh, he was recovered! Oh my god, thanks god. Oh, he was recovered. Oh, I'm feeling relieved. Oh man. Alright, never mind. So he's recovered. I'm Let's try this. Right? Whatever. What's the worst can happen, right? What's the worst can happen? This can happen. Exactly the thing I didn't want to do. I was worried the launch claps might get stuck with the things. They got stuck with the things. All right. I don't know what to say, guys. This I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. All right. Let us do some sensible things. One of the first thing I want to do is add more struts. Now, I don't know what happened the last time around. It seems like the boosters hit the ship. Again, we're going to do an unmanned launch. How are we looking money-wise? We're going to save this. All right, this is so good. Recover some of debris. Probably should have EV8 with this guy. Maybe he would have survived. Oh, man. I guess Womega was a ghost anyway. Moonwork cast 1. I'm getting less and less confident about this guy. We're going to have to do a round of rescue missions to get our Kerbal count back up. All right, there's just one pilot Kerbal left. And we're doing this without pilot first. Ooh, it's very wobbly. I think we need some more struts up there. But I like the way it's more stable down here. Throttling back. All right, now I'm gonna actually throttle up. Maybe that was the problem. I was throttled down. I'm all the way throttled up. I'm waiting for the solid rocket boosters to. Okay, now they're off. Perfect. So what was the problem the first time around? I'm gonna actually try to let this rocket burn out. Sweet. So this is going to be our orbital stage. So let's see how much fuel we are left with once we get into orbit. I just wanted to get some distance in here. Let us wait until the apoapsis. A lot of the fuel is left to get into orbit. Maybe we need a bit larger lower stage. Yeah, we're getting down again. Yeah, okay, this wasn't a really good burn either. Whatever. Okay, we just spent like the entire stage. That's crazy. Well, I guess we're already halfway on the moon. Yeah, so I think we need a bit of a larger lower stage. And we'll be fine. I don't have any antennas here, so actually I cannot do any science, any meaningful science here. Let us then get back into orbit. Oh no! Wait a minute. I shouldn't have. I guess there was no choice. Let's deorbit all of this. Let us just stage now. This is going to be the final stage. All right. All right, so I guess this test is complete. I mean, we spent a lot of money for this. I think we can try. We have some redesigns that we learned from this test. I think we need a bit more oomph in the lower stage. So what I'm thinking is this stage needs to be a bigger stage. Yeah, like so. And then we're going to add some those parachutes back in. Man, all right. So now I was a bit worried about the wobbling on the top here. So just in case, I mean, it's not exploding or anything, but just in case, I'm going to actually add some struts in here. And I think we're good. I'm going to remove this probodobodine thing, because I'm still worried that we might not have enough fuel for the return. And this is Eris Kerman. She is our last pilot. If she can do it, nobody can. Still wobbly on top. Going a bit throttle up here early on to get us off the launch pad. Now throttling back down because maybe actually we need a little bit of throttle now that we are so much heavier. Yeah, there's lots of recovery messages. We did recover some of the stages. One of the stages had Omega Zeron. I thought he was dead. I'm not gonna live any of those down. All right. Throttling back up. We're already going fast. Ooh. Oh, the parachute was... Oh, the parachutes were on here. Oh. Well, lucky they were destroyed before they could open. All right, so let us... We're not going to recover the lowest stage. We're going to fix that later on. All right. We are getting high enough of a periapsis. We're going to change our direction more in a horizontal direction. And actually we're not going to mess around. We're going to do like a nice and efficient burn at the periapsis. All right. Activating the engine a little bit to get into the right orientation, and now launching more. I mean, we're 30 minutes away from periapsis, but we're still going really slow. To apoapsis, I mean. All right. Activating this engine, leaving the other engine behind. Time warp is good. How far are we from apoapsis? Let's wait 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds. Let's go now, whatever. I'm thinking maybe this orbital stage is a little bit underpowered. Anyway, circularizing this orbit. Getting this mission done. All right, apoapsis rising and done. We're in space. Half of our fuel left. Now, we're going to create the node. Well, how much time do we have until the next? 33 minutes. All right, guys. So I think this is a good moment to call this an episode. This was a very, very painful episode. So let's see if all those painful accidents, I call them the very painful accidents, sadly, if they brought us closer to the moon. Let's see about that. I hope you will join us next time. Man, there's so many lessons we drew from this. Just fly safe, guys.